Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roisum. In this clip, we look at yet another laminator. This time there are 6 layers, and we must find out which one is causing baggy lanes, and to do so in a single visit. Every layer counts when you have a laminate. This triplex packaging laminate is not unusual in overall construction. 3 layers of film, 2 layers of adhesive, and a printing ink. Note that the printing ink can pose a few measurement challenges in that its thickness varies from point to point on the pattern depending on the number of layers of ink, as well as sometimes from one half of the image to the other if the pattern is both sides of a package. Since high spots are what stretch the web into bagginess, it is probably best to measure on the thickest part and on exactly the same image for every repeat. In any case, our job is to first define which layer owns the greatest variability in thickness. Once that is known, we can turn it over to experts for that technology area. At first sight, the challenge appears to be daunting. Recall that the winder may complain at 1 to 10% variation of thickness. While measuring the total laminate thickness to better than this resolution using test lab equipment is extremely difficult, measuring individual layers to that resolution is essentially impossible. Even if a suitably accurate procedure could be found, the sampling area of the test lab is too tiny to make any conclusions about stack-up in a wound roll. Paul Frost wrote a statistical book on the limitation of test lab sampling to make conclusion about wound rolls. To this, we add the converting plant is 1 city block in size, has scores of machines, and has thousands of rolls in storage. To this, we add the challenges of working with a supplier and working in a foreign country. Oh, and as I remind my problem-solving students, we should try to figure this out in a single day with sufficient evidence to convince all parties. Any volunteers for this assignment? As my Web 101 students learned, you may not want to raise your hand. As we learned in the last slide, measuring thickness profile appears to be a pointless waste of time. So what did we learn in the very first clip in the series? How about visual inspection to try and see bagginess anywhere in the plant? Specifically, we walked down every web path on every single machine. Unfortunately, for troubleshooting, nothing unusual was observed. What else did we learn from earlier clips? We learned that wound roll thickness might be able to resolve variation better because of hundreds or thousands of layers are sampled on a single measurement. And the results are, drum roll please, all of the supply rolls exhibited only modest or small variations of roll hardness. Also, the first lamination pass showed only modest variations of hardness. However, on the last pass, the parent roll variability suddenly increased 4 times. The only thing added in that step is a thin coating, which by process of elimination must own the largest variability. We now turn the problem over to coating experts. Those of you who are paying very close attention might ask, why did we not see bagginess when the parent roll was unwound in the slitter rewinding department? The answer is simple. The parent roll is typically wound much looser than the shipping roll, so it did not have enough stress to permanently distort the web there. Thank you so very much for watching this module in my Plant Practical video series. Stay tuned as we continue our tour of successful baggy web troubleshooting case histories.